Mentorship Pilot Project tutorial. Today is May 28th, 2015. My name is Yunju and I am the Acting General Manager for the BC Career Development Association. Today we are going to give you some tips and tricks for how to cut, resize, and edit your way to the perfect profile photo. This is a skill that will be helpful not only for setting up your mentorship profile on the platform, but also in your social media life on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and Twitter. So let's take it away. 5 steps to a perfect profile picture. Step number 1. Select. You'll want to pick a recent photo or have a new one taken. You want to make sure that you're the main focus of the photo. Try not to use one where you're in a group photo and just crop the other people out. It can be quite obvious, and usually we find that the composition and the expression on people's faces are not rated as being as attractive or as likable. A online marketing group, Photo Feeler, had done a research study looking at profile photos and what people found attractive, and here are a few key findings that you might find important in your pursuit of the perfect profile photo. So first, the eyes. Eye contact is very important, and it increases people's rating of your competence, your likability, and the amount of influence that you have. If you're wearing sunglasses, however, that tends to work against you. Your competency increases by 0.3. You're seen as having some influence, but you're a lot less likable. Glasses are a good sign. We seem to interpret it as a sign of competency and a sign of likability. But don't cover your eyes, whether it's with an object or because you're squinting, because that, again, drops your competency and influence rating. The other really important thing, the term is squinching, but don't squint your eyes because that's interpreted as a sign of incompetence. However, if your eyes are open enough but have a slight crinkle to the corner, as in when you laugh, then that highly increases your competency, your likability, and influential ratings from the general public. What about your face? Don't be serious. Make sure you have a smile. Bonus points for smiling with visible teeth. That's how you get the maximum rating, both on competency, likability, and influence. Laughing can get you good points for likability, but doesn't necessarily have an effect on your rating in terms of competence or influence. Having a defined jawline is also great, so if you can use lighting or a bit of photo editing to enhance those features, that might be something you want to do. In terms of your body, people generally liked seeing your head with a bust or part of your torso revealed. Formal dress is actually very important and is highly positively correlated with expectations of your competence and the amount of influence you have. So even if you are typically a t-shirt and jeans type of person, you might want to think about putting yourself in a suit or at least a blazer for your profile photo, just to maximize that first impression point. The setting actually doesn't matter, so that's a great thing to know, because you can take your photo in any area that reflects your personality or the context of your work. You could be outdoors, indoors, in your home, or in an office setting. Doesn't really have any effect on how people assess you as a person. Photo editing, here's the good news. You don't have to bother with it if you don't want to. In general, people found that, or this research study found, that when you edited your photo to include high color saturation or to darken the background, it actually made you appear less likable, less competent, and less influential, or the person in the photo, I guess, not you specifically. And if the photo is in black and white, it has no effect. So if you do want to do any editing, just stick to the basics. Get rid of the red eyes. Get rid of maybe the no smile. But if you have a good photo, you don't need to worry too much other than the lighting and the composition. So that's step number one, and it really is the hardest part. From here, it gets easier. Step two, you want to do some research. Figure out what size your photo needs to be for the platform in question. For the BCCDA mentorship platform, the maximum picture size is 300 by 250 pixels. For other popular social media platforms, each one has a different one. Facebook is 200 by 200, Twitter is 128 by 128, Google is 96 by 96, which is the same as Skype, and LinkedIn is 80 by 80. And these are all square photos. And you want to note the photo size, because if you upload a photo that is too large or too small or a different dimension, it can sometimes be distorted when it is placed into that frame, and you end up looking a lot worse than you did in the original. Number three, you crop and resize your photos. I like to use an online photo editor like Photor to trim my photo down to size and convert it to the size that I need for the platform. There are lots of other platforms out there, but I just find that Photor is a lot more user-friendly. So let me just briefly share a shot of that with you. Sorry, image. Okay, here we go. So this is the interface for Photor.com. In order to edit your photo, you just go to the Edit a Photo tab and click on it. You'll be able to upload a photo. So I'm going to upload one of mine just as a sample here. So sometimes it takes a moment to upload, but after that, it's pretty quick and easy. All right, so here's the photo. So this is a photo that I took at high tea with my family. And obviously, I've made the first mistake already, is that I have a lot of clutter in the foreground and the background, so I want to get rid of that. So first I'm going to start with the cropping function, just to get rid of anything that I don't like. Okay, so you probably have seen this little 9 square image before, but you can just pull it with your mouse to get rid of anything in the background that you don't like and narrow your photo down to size. So in this case, I really just want to focus on my bust and my face. So I'm going to narrow and get rid of all of as much of the background clutter as I can. I'm just giving myself enough space so that I can still be seen. Okay. And you'll note that on the left-hand column, you can actually see the proportions of the image. So if the cropping is the only thing you want to do, or if you're working towards a square image, you might want to tweak everything until they're exactly level. So right now my photo is slightly wider than it's taller. So I'm going to just try to shrink that down. Let's see. I can actually type in this window here to 765. So that now it's a perfect square, and then I can just use this 4-arrow cursor to drag the photo into place. So I think I'm going to do that right there. Okay, and I'm going to apply the change. So now I have a photo of just my face. Unfortunately, you can still see the people in the background, but I'm not going to worry about them today. Now, I'm using the mentorship platform, so I'm going to resize it. Remember, I believe the size is 300 by 250. Because I have a square image, I'm not going to worry about the extra space I have. I'm going to want to make sure that you make sure you want to check the keep proportions box so you don't end up losing the photo ratio as you end up as you resize. So I'm going to change my photo to 250 by 250. All done. I'm happy with the way it looks. And then I just save it. I can save it to my computer, to Dropbox, or actually print it out. You can pick your photo quality. I find that high is usually fine. Sometimes the platforms you use will have a size limit. So you can note here that the photo is 25.15 KB under high quality. If you go to normal quality, that size goes down. So that's something that you might want to consider when you select your photo. In any case, I think I'm good with 25.15 kilobyte. And then I'm going to save it to my computer here. Then I'm just going to say crop. And I'm done. So coming back to our presentation here, give me one moment to just revert the screen back to what we had before. Perfect. Okay. So just bear with me as I switch between presentations. Okay, so we've cropped and resized our photo to the right size. Touch-ups are optional, but if you're unhappy with the lighting, you could, again, go back to photo or use lots of the other options they have available to adjust the brightness, adjust the exposure. I think they also have some preset settings, so if you like the aesthetic of black and white photos, you can just apply that particular photo effect. And finally, you just upload and publish your image. Pretty and easy, right? If you like this tutorial, I strongly encourage you to sign up for the mentorship project on www.cda.org. Most people who sign up are guaranteed. In fact, everyone who signs up is guaranteed early access to the mentorship platform, which is currently exclusive for BC-CDA members. So if you are an individual member or if you are working at an agency which has an agency membership with the BC-CDA, then you are eligible to complete the registration survey, after which you will receive access to the mentorship platform within 6 months at the longest, and some of you who are selected into the test group will receive instant access to the mentorship platform, and that's where you'll get access to monthly Q&As and tutorials like this one, as well as the opportunity to connect with your colleagues in the career development field throughout BC. And you get to develop a range of skills and knowledge. If you are a mentee, it's a great opportunity to learn. But if you see yourself as a mentor, if you've been working in the sector for a number of years and have knowledge and skills that you wish to share, it's also a great opportunity to start building a legacy. So if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me at info@bccda.org or with Mette Dreger, our mentorship program coordinator at mdreger@bc.